What's up everyone, Matt Wacek, CEO and founder of Landscape Marketing Pros here. And today's video topic is why cheap SEO and other digital marketing services like pay-per-click ads, even website design as well, is actually going to cost you more in the long run than just investing in the right service program from the get-go. And the idea for this video came from recently speaking with some prospects who were very unhappy with the results they were getting with their online marketing. And then when I asked them how much they're paying, it was $150 a month, $300 a month, $400 a month. And as someone that has been involved in online marketing for almost a decade here, when you look back to my landscape company's website that I built back in 2011 and 2012 and getting it ranked to bring us clients, to then transitioning in 2016 from my landscaping company to the entire digital marketing space, where 2017 I eventually started Landscape Marketing Pros. And so I don't want to sit here and toot my own horn, but I know a thing or two about digital marketing and what it actually takes, specifically on the SEO side, to have an effective campaign that's going to be able to, most importantly, produce results for the client, and making sure that the client's online presence is built for longevity, not just a short-term gain. So now on to the point of why cheap SEO is going to cost you more in the long run. So what SEO is from a service standpoint is very similar to your lawn or landscape company. We are selling skilled labor and resources. So skill-R, and those resources will be the skills to build the website properly, manage everything within WordPress, and then also the backlinks, which again are increasing the popularity to get the website to, say, from being stuck on page 5 to get it to the top of page 1, so that way it can be seen by your prospects and in turn bring in more leads. And so I want to weigh out a couple scenarios here, because this is actually something that occurred with my landscape company almost 10 years ago at this point, was that I was pitched, or I should say I was cold called by a marketing company, and this one was called Yodel. They're no longer in business. They were actually bought by web.com for about $350 million about 5 years ago. But they reached out to me on a phone call, and they had talked up a great game. So I figured, okay, I have my website now. It's kind of working. It's not really doing a whole lot, and I'm still very brand new to this whole entire thing. I knew a lot about landscaping. I knew a lot about lawn care and snow removal, but I did not know a whole lot yet about online marketing. And so they decided to, rather than just do the work on my website, they were just going to build another website for me. And I'm guessing because they wanted to be able to own this particular web asset if I were to stop paying. So they asked me to provide a list of services, some basic information about my company, and then photos of the work. And so I did just that. Then a couple weeks later, they say, oh, we have your website ready. And then I go to the website and I take a look, and it is broken English, written just terribly, absolutely just awful. And I'm sitting there and I'm not realizing what the digital marketing space entails in terms of someone on the other side of the world could be writing the content who doesn't have a clue about my business, doesn't have a clue about the actual services that my company offers. And I just couldn't believe my eyes. I'm like, this doesn't even make any sense. This English is just completely atrocious, and the photos do not match up. There's a photo of a rock and plant install next to text that's all about weekly lawn mowing. This just doesn't make any sense. And so at this point, we're paying money to have this website that's built, and the first couple months I knew, okay, SEO is going to take some time like they had mentioned, but we get to the month 3, month 4, and again, this is during the season when we should have some leads. It wasn't springtime when the demand for services at its absolute peak, the March, April, May into June, but we were getting to September and October, and things are again a little slower, but they do tick up a little bit before fall, for fall cleanup, even some last minute landscape projects, that sort of stuff. But so this is going on for months and months and months at this point, and there's been no improvement. My website that they built me is nowhere to be found. I can't find it anywhere in the searches, and it's producing 0 leads, no calls tracked from their website other than just some spam bot calls that say, oh, you need to verify your Google business listing. And just one big goose egg for all this time. We drag on for 5 or 6 months and nothing comes of it. So about $1,800 invested to receive nothing in return. And based on my perspective, and again, I like to keep my opinion out of this, but from my perspective of how I run my agency, is that these companies that are usually nationwide, or sometimes they specialize in a specific industry or whatever, but when they're low cost, their model is usually churn and burn. So they know their LTV, so how much they can invest into client acquisition, whether that's labor with pounding the phones and doing cold call, cold email, that sort of stuff, or running ads. They know how much they can spend on the acquisition process, and they know generally how long a client's going to stay on board. And sometimes if it is really, really cheap, like $150 a month, they know that most business owners have so many other things going on. The last thing they're going to do is just question $150 a month coming in on their credit card. Crazy as that may seem, that is the case for some of these situations. And for me, it's actually really sad to see so many company owners invest into these low-cost programs and then they get nothing out of it. And really, they just wasted a lot of time because, again, there's only so much time that we have where you have all the energy to build a startup business and to turn it into a multi-million-dollar operation or multi-six-figure, whatever your goals are. And when you waste 6 months, that's for, in some areas of the country, that's an entire landscape season. And that was invested and completely wasted, and the opportunity could have been much higher. So we're going to wipe the slate clean from the low-cost, crappy marketing provider. We're going to try to forget it, but we're going to seek out someone else. Someone that knows the industry, they have some experience in it, whether that's just doing marketing, whether they owned a company, or some combination of that. Maybe they even went to school for horticulture and landscaping and then started their own company. But here's the thing. We go and we talk to them. We love what they have to say. They have proven results. They practically guarantee that results are going to come. We're going to look better online. We're going to get more reviews. We're going to have the presence that we've always wanted. We're going to have really good clients coming into our company. But it is 4 times the price. It's $1,250 a month. And you're sitting there and your initial thought is, man, I want to make this happen, but it's so tough. But you have to think back to the situation here of the $300 a month marketing company. What did they produce? Yeah, it's way cheaper. But the only thing that it resulted in was a whole bunch of time wasted and one big goose egg in terms of increased sales. Now let's take a look at it from the perspective of the lawn and landscape contractor. Let's look at a $20 lawn cut of a yard that's a half an acre. Is that going to look good, be perfectly manicured, nice and trimmed, and everything blown off, the sidewalks, patios, rock beds, all that? Absolutely not. It's going to be flown through on the mower as fast as possible. They'll probably trim around the house. Any of the outskirt areas, they're not going to get trimmed. The driveway is not going to get blown off. It's going to look horrendous. Just a hack job. Look at it over on the paver patio side of things, charging $12 a square foot with today's paver pricing, or $15, I guess, since today's paver pricing is a little bit higher. The quality of that patio is going to be atrocious. It's probably going to be sloped towards the house. Water's going to run towards that house's foundation. And don't even get me started on thoughtful design of the patio and the paver laying pattern and all that sort of stuff. It's just going to be rushed through because the company owner has to hurry up and get as much done as fast as they can so that way they can make their margin with what little they have left. So I don't know about you, but I don't want a patio that sends water to the foundation. So same thing here with an online presence. We don't want to be hiring someone that's just going to rush through things because the whole model of the company is churn and burn because in 6 months they know you're going to be out the door anyways. That's a horrible way to go about it, especially for your business where you've put your heart and soul into it for, say, the past 5 years, maybe 10 years, maybe you've been at it for 20 years, whatever it is. You're putting all this effort in, you might as well put the same amount of effort in terms of what's devoted to the proper marketing program that's going to help your business grow. So when we take a look at the example here of the $1,250 per month, what are we going to get? Instead of the $300 one, which we're trying to forget about. It's the disaster has come and gone. We're looking forward to the next future. So what we're getting first is we're getting skilled labor that understands, of course, online marketing and SEO, websites, all that sort of good stuff, but they understand the industry. These are people stateside that understand, okay, lawn care is a completely different animal than landscape design and build, and snow removal only happens in a northern third of the country. Someone over in India, for example, they don't know the climate here. They might be able to see it, but they don't understand the nuances of a snow removal contract and how it differs from residential to commercial and a per push rate or a seasonal rate and so many other different ways about it. They're going to understand these different nuances so they can communicate that message on your website that much better, as opposed to just writing broken English saying we do snow removal or we do lawn work, something like that. And it just makes me laugh because I was so mad when I saw that crap on the website that Yodel company had built me. So better text content, of course, and also having access to a team that knows how to build the website so it'll actually make your company look good. High quality image is just going to attract better quality clients to your business, and in turn that's going to increase your sales conversion rates, which leads to more revenue at higher margins. Now on the resources side of things, there's actually room in this margin to make qualified decisions for what type of backlinks need to be acquired. Because over here on this side, there's staff that are being paid to actually think and make a decision as opposed to just being robots over here on the $300 per month side. Again, I'm not trashing on anybody, but that's just the way that it is. These are just very low skilled type of robotic tasks. And then over here, there's actually some decision making that goes on where it will really impact your website. So what do I mean by that? When it comes to backlinks, first type of links, and this might be done by the low cost, we'll call them hacks on that side over there, directories. And these are going to be profiles on large websites like Yelp, Angie's List, Silex, Yellow Pages, or YP, I think is what it is, Chamber of Commerce. Even Google My Business technically is a directory because it's just a place of information. It just so happens the Google My Business listing can also be an asset in helping you produce more leads. But that's about as far as they're going to go. They're going to claim those listings and they're going to say, oh, we did all these backlinks. And these directories, they're all fine and dandy. They're great for building a little bit of trust. They're not what's going to get you from being stuck at page 5 to get you to page 1. 9 times out of 10. If you're in a tiny rural area, 200 population, something like that, it's a little bit different of a situation. But this is for the guys that have companies that are in a suburban area, or you're trying to get work in a suburban area with a city page or something like that, or even the home page, or you're in a major city. So something like Atlanta, there's no way, not a chance that just relying on these is going to get you even anywhere close to page 1. Same thing's probably the case for most suburbs as well. Even 10, 20,000 population on the low end, upwards of 80, 100,000 population cities. And the reason we use population as the determining factor is because the more population, the more companies there are that are going to be trying to fight for that page 1 presence. And so if you're in a location and your competitors are on page 1 and they're up there battling with Yelp, My Green Pal, or Your Green Pal, or whatever it is, Angie's List, Yellow Pages, Home Advisor, all these other ones, it's going to take more than just directories to get up there. And so the reason that I even mention this is because over here on this side, you have the skilled labor that can actually recognize that, okay, well, here's what we need to do. We can make decisions to acquire certain backlinks that are going to actually propel the website higher up. And there is a cost with these. So we're just going to do, let's call it B backlink, BL. And so one example of these is a guest post. And so basically that is paying a website owner to have an article on their website because their website has a lot of authority and trust built into it. People on the website actually reading and engaging in their content and having an article on there, something relevant to the topic. So for example, ours is an article about marketing a landscaping business. And then we have a link to our website. And we do a lot of this because, again, we're all about what we preach. We're all about doing SEO even on our own stuff so we can show up for searches like landscape marketing company, because aside from YouTube, people going to the Google search is one of the top ways we get prospects coming in to become clients here at Landscape Marketing Pros. So we put a lot of effort into this on our side too. Now, this isn't free to get. At least if it's going to be good quality, it's certainly not going to be free. And if we come over here to Authority Builders, this is where you can go and purchase backlink services. Now, this is for trained professionals only. And the reason I say it, and as cheesy as it is, do not do this without the proper SEO training, because if you don't do this properly, it can be just as detrimental and harm your search presence just as much as it can benefit the search presence as well, with increased rankings and being up on page 1. Why am I bringing all this up? Well, the guys over here at the $300 a month range, unless they want to lose money on the services that they're selling, which from one business owner to another, are you going to go do work and lose money? Probably not. You're going to want to charge appropriately so you can do the work properly, so that way your clients are happy. Same thing over here with what we do. Just one example right here. The article that we have from this site that's pointing to our site is about 1,000 words. And so you can see we jump up to 1,000 words. Just at the base is $175 for the lowest amount of trust and authority for the website. So if we were to go even higher, let's say we want something even stronger because we're going for a pretty competitive search, you're looking at $265. I can guarantee 9 times out of 10 that these guys are not going to go out there and pick up any types of links like this, even on the cheap end, even if we're going at the $175 rate. To think that for $300, $400, $150, whatever per month, they're going to spend everything that client's paying on just one particular link, not a chance, not a chance. So that's the whole gist of why cheap SEO is not going to work, because at the low end range, there's just not the skilled labor. And if there is the skilled labor, there's still not room in the margin to get the right quality links to invest into the campaign, to get the website to actually get to the top of the search results. And if they do somehow get up there, they're sacrificing something somewhere along the line. They're either doing really low quality links that are going to prop up the website really quickly, but that's going to be short lived, or they're taking some of the funds that are allocated from another client that's paying them a whopping $300 a month, and they're putting it towards your website. Maybe, probably not. you're going to be wasting your time, multiple months waiting and waiting. Nothing's going to happen because of the exact reasons I just showed. Low skilled labor that's really not going to make that great a decision, that doesn't understand the industry. They don't have the resources to be able to actually get the website to climb the search results. And that's the entire reason for hiring a digital marketing agency, is to get results. And in terms of SEO, that is going to be being higher up in the search results. So the old saying of cheap steak isn't good, but good steak isn't cheap comes into play right here. So with everything that we have covered, if you'd like to get more information, I encourage you to hit the first link in the description right below this video to learn even more about our system. Click to get access to that video, watch that video through its entirety, see the results, and from there, I look forward to talking to you soon. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.